Okay, welcome back to my channel. So I'm watching the rest of the Caitibugzz video, final thoughts. So we left off at 20 minutes. Oh,
Um, I've lost the love for something that I've spent so long on because of all of this. You know, it is everything that I've worked for since I was 16 on this account, under this name. Everything that I've worked for is overshadowed by this. When you look up my name, this is what it is. I'm fucking defined by this now. And there's no coming back from that. Why would I want that? Um and it's my trauma and what I've been through has become drama and clickbait and just another discussion topic to argue with each other on Twitter. What?
yeah, I just feel like this is gonna happen if you put the video out there, right? It was like you're gonna suspect this will happen.
Why would I want?
I think she should have what I think she should have done is given George a call and explained how she felt about that night a little bit, and that would have been a better situation. But
On any of this? I will tell you guys why I came out about it later, but I didn't. This is not the attention anyone would want. And if someone does want attention like this, they're fucking insane. And this isn't me undermining any of the support I've gotten. I love you guys, and I love the people that have shown me support. I'll never be able to thank you guys enough, but even the good support that I've gotten in this situation, the people that are strictly, before I privated, following me just because of this, it's not even the kind of following that I want, people following me because I'm a victim, people following me because of this situation. It just further defines me. I of course I love the support, and that isn't me not acknowledging how grateful I am. But again, obviously the bad attention's bad, but even the good attention, um, it's not even what I would want. I've always wanted, to connect with more people and to, my content to be known more, but I don't want it to become more well known because I was assaulted. And I hope you guys can also understand that. So both sides of the attention I'm getting, it's just, again, it's nothing I would ever want. And again, why would I come out about this? For more clout? I don't want to fucking do content. What am I gonna do with the clout? I don't know what my future holds, but I don't want a career in content or anything like that. Um, yeah. Again, I want to talk about the good response. I really.
she's saying she doesn't want a career in streaming. Since when? I don't know. She just said it was kind of like a dream since she was 16. So she's 19 now, 3 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. Is she trying to say? Is that her trying to say she's not into attention or clout? And that's what, because that's why she's saying I'm not going to have a future career. I'm not going to stream. Is that a way of just trying to stop people from saying you just here for clout? So that doesn't sound right to me.
Appreciate everybody that has reached out. It's such a double edged, because as much as I'm glad so many people are connecting with me and, feeling better about themselves, it hurts seeing how many people can relate. It hurts hearing the stories people are coming out with. It's great, and I love the response that people feel safe to come out about their stories. It hurts how many there are. And it just further, you know, it further sets in my mind that I would do this again. No matter how many fucking names I'm called, even if I have to disappear from the internet, I would do it all again. Seeing how many people it has helped and the space that it's created for other content creators to come out about their stories. I mean, even DMs I've gotten, people who aren't ready to come out publicly, but from bigger content creators, bigger than me, smaller than me, and you guys sending me letters, sending me messages. Again, it breaks my heart knowing you guys have went through that, but it also is like you know, I want to create this space that people feel safe to talk about that. The bad response has been a lot. Even the fact of fucking reporters messaging me asking for my fucking take on it all.
Well, you know, the reporter's not going to message you. You put a video out about a popular creator, they're going to call and just ask you details. She's acting like that's a weird thing for them to do.
Or my comment on it. Actually fucking choke. Are you joking?
It's a weird reaction, no?
It's insane. I mean, watching the position I'm in right now, watching thousands of people comment on your sexual assault story, people fight each other over it. People use it as a talking point on a YouTube video or a podcast, you know, it being made into clickbait. It's insane.
That's not insane. He's GeorgeNotFound and Dream are two big creators. It's not insane. Something like people would do this after you come out with these allegations. I don't know why you wouldn't think it would. Something like that wouldn't happen.
Watching my experience that means so much to me get dumbed down and simplified in just a few.
Dumbed down and simplified. Your first video, you look like you're fully, you had a fully essayed situation, but it was, then you were very vague, and now you're saying you touched your boob. It's just, we're not dumbing down. It's just
words or in a few sentences, so it's more digestible and more consumable for people. It's insane. I will be talking about, as for his response, I don't have much to say. To me, it's very...
I heard she didn't even watch his response. He's like gotten her friends to watch his video and tell her about it. But I don't know.
Very clear what's going on, but I know it may not be for a lot of people. Because I'm now cleared from the fog of believing shit. He deleted the apology on Twitter, so that's not what I'm talking about.
I think he's probably deleted that apology. So this is what I was trying to say. The text she got wrong, where she said it was from George's friend, which turned out it was not George's friend. It was from one of her friends at that night she met. One of the reasons George came out with his apology is probably he saw that and he believed it. He thought probably, my friend did send this text, and yeah, maybe I am at fault. That's why he apologized initially. And then now it's come out that text was just from one of her friends, not one of his. So he's like, that was one of the reasons why I did apologize and I didn't fight so hard. Because maybe I thought I had done something wrong because I was so drunk. Maybe I had done something that I shouldn't have done. So he's come out. That's why maybe he's taking that apology down. That's why her getting that text wrong was a big deal. I think it led to George apologizing.
That was deleted. Now there's just, again, the 2 videos that have been made, which I don't even know where to start. I mean, and I could have even understood if it would have been I know we have different perspectives of the night, and I know I assumed stuff that I shouldn't have, but I'm still sorry for hurting you, period. But anytime, again, he readmits to the fact that he touched me without consent, it's followed with a but. It's followed with a, yes, I touched you, yes, I didn't ask if it was okay, but you were smiling.
It's not but. He's allowed to come out. It's like she thought she put this video out and George would be yes, agree to everything. Yeah, and nobody would say anything to her. No, George would come out and he would question things, right? Because you're going heavy, like making freshly 18, like she's underage, and that he was taking completely advantage of her, that he's plying her with drinks when that's not exactly what happened. She's really creating this whole narrative to make it look like he's proper, assaulted her, when, it's not really what happened.
But you seemed like you would have wanted it. But I assumed you wanted it because I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of the butt. I'm just so sick of it. And not even just that, it's then
she left out original story, a 1 hour cuddling session, right? So he's got mixed signals here.
Put into this video where the entire video's picking apart my story once again, picking apart every single thing I said, and once again focusing on things that are irrelevant to the fact that you fucking touched me.
She's saying it's not relevant because she got a lot of things. She got the text message wrong. She's kept saying freshly 18. She lied about that to make him look bad. Yeah, they are irrelevant. Those things are irrelevant in your story.
I mean, being like, whoa, she said my friend left early, but really he left late. What the fuck does that have to do with you touching me and not asking first? What the fuck? Your friend wasn't there when it happened. Oh, this is all the stuff she...
Can she not? She already lied about being freshly 18. She kept saying she misused the word. No, she didn't. And why did she not leave the 1 hour cuddling session in her first video? She left it out. She doesn't talk about how she got that wrong.
She left out. She left this out because she can't be trusted and is leaving important info out. I left out the 2 people that were in that room that weren't there for my assault. I was talking about my assault. They weren't there for it. Why would I? He's put in this position, right? To pick out every inconsistency and especially pick out any information I didn't mention and to put it on a silver platter and be like, here's everything that she was kind of wrong about and here's everything she left out. So she can't be trusted. And because I'm the one pointing it out, you can trust me. Because I'm the one putting it out there for you, you can trust me. He's put in this position. And again, he says stuff like, he conveniently didn't acknowledge my age, despite the numerous,
You were 18, right? Why is he gonna acknowledge your age for? You were 18.
Opportunities. He conveniently didn't acknowledge.
You conveniently lied about your age, freshly 18, you kept saying, and you left out the 1 hour cuddle session and you got that text message wrong. So that's very convenient on your part.
The power imbalance. He conveniently doesn't remember these things.
You don't remember the 1 hour cuddling session or how old you were.
And then he says stuff like, well, I'm a good guy. Obviously, he's gonna fucking say that. You think that if he genuinely is the person to kind of be like this, that he would go on on an edited fucking video and be like, yeah, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, I purposefully, oh yeah, I knew her age. He's not gonna say that. He has a fucking career to protect. He's gonna say whatever the fuck he needs to. He has so much at stake. I have fucking nothing left. Like, it's obvious to me the kind of people that these people are. I mean, he'll admit he can...
These people. She's mentioning Dream again. I really think she's going after Dream as well.
Get on a video and sit there and admit to touching me without consent, and then he can bury it. He brings up all these screenshots, all these different details that are irrelevant in the night.
They're not irrelevant.
He brings this up on purpose, so that's what you guys talk about. He brings up, oh, well, these are texts from Dream and Ghosty. Why do...
Ghosty said she didn't even drink on the second night, the second party.
I fucking care about text between Dream and Ghosty when I'm talking about you fucking touching me. He brings up these texts and he brings up this irrelevant stuff to distract you guys. He's distracting you guys. He's bringing this up to be like, here, look at this. Here, debate this. Here, talk about this. Oh, and by the way, I did touch her and I didn't ask. And yes, that's the thing she's coming out about. That I'm confirming. But look at this. It's so obvious to me. I mean, even like, you know, in DMs and stuff, that in my first video I confirmed I came out about the fact that, about the messages, but him saying, let's...
The messages were weird. I mean, why keep messaging him after the event? You said he's assaulted you. Why keep sending him little Instagram DMs? It's weird.
Switch from Instagram DMs to go to Snapchat. What is the point of texting on Snapchat versus Instagram?
Okay, I don't want to take a word for that. Yeah, it does seem like he was trying to hook up with her. He's like moving it onto Snapchat. Probably because, yeah, you can delete him. But I don't want to take her word because everything she thinks it gets twisted into George bad. I don't know.
The only reason we didn't continue on Snapchat is because I didn't want to continue there. But
Continue what? What conversations were you having? I mean, you're gonna have another conversation. Just have. It's not like you were talking about the assault or anything with those DMs. You're just making chit chat about things you're doing, getting up to.
in the middle of a convo, being like, let's switch to Snapchat, where messages and
It just seems like she was talking to him. Maybe he was talking to her, and he probably thinks she's still into him, and he probably wants to move into Snapchat because he's probably gonna have some, I don't know, private conversations with her. But I don't know, getting together. I don't know. So, but then didn't go anywhere.
pictures disappear. I mean, I just feel like these kinds of people are so smart and so calculated. I feel like it's so obvious. But I also acknowledge why people wouldn't see it, because they are very convincing. And honestly, I acknowledge, I mean, it's fine, if you don't believe me.
Do I believe her? I believe maybe parts of her story. I believe she believes some things she's saying, but then sometimes there's some, I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like over the top. Her first video was very over the top about crying, breaking down. It was very over the top. So I I think she believes something happened.
I would also like to point out,
Well, something did happen, but in her mind, it's really full up there. It's on the what happened is on the same level as being fully essayed, and it seems like there's two drunk people, and he pulled a move, and she didn't say anything or acknowledge, and George just had the wrong signals.
every source that he's getting, if you've noticed, anytime he says, well, she seemed comfortable, and
You did seem comfortable. You were getting up, getting a drink, sitting down, chilling with him, not saying anything. I mean, your room is in the same hotel. You could have left, make an excuse. You could have said any time when he's touching you, stop. No, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, you said you didn't feel like doing that because you're in a room full of people and you didn't want to make him uncomfortable or something. You could have said, oh no, just moved away or done something else or changed the subject or sat something else or there's a number of things you could have done, but you just didn't do those things. So if George is drunk, he's probably just taking all these things as a thing, like you're into him.
I even asked, the person he's getting to confirm his point of view is his best friend.
His best friend, Dream. Why is she going so hard for Dream? His best friend was at the party, and maybe he's helping him get the details together. Because it's 6 months ago. He's just trying to get his best friend to see what he remembers of the event. But she's making like something sinister is going on. Nothing sinister is going on. Well, as far as I know.
Or the guy that he called in the video, again, his friend. The three guys that were there, the one guy I didn't mention, and the other two are all friends. He says, well, she wasn't uncomfortable. Well, she seemed like she was fine. And I asked Dream about this. That's his best friend that is helping him make these videos. He is quite literally helping him and sending him.
How do you know he's helping him make these videos? How do you know that? Oh, did I miss something? I don't know. Because she's saying Dream is helping make these response videos. I don't know that. How does she know that? It seems like none of her friends wanted to help her. Like, she's got a friend called Ghosty and two other friends at the parties that she met. Those girls never wanted to come and help her with her proof either. So
stuff to make these videos, these edited responses that he's making them with Dream. Like, and then he's using Dream as a
edited responses. Well, it's a good thing, right? You can think about what you want to say, and you can say with your first video, you're just very vague. Nobody really knew what the essay was, so you didn't think it out properly. He thought it out properly, and he's gotten out what he wanted to say. That's not his fault. He's actually done proper thinking.
A source to tell if I was okay or not. I mean, and this friend whose career is also on the line because they've built their careers together. If he goes down, they both go down. They're obviously gonna back each other up.
Why do you want Dream to go down?
And I do acknowledge, this is me acknowledging, I can also be a hypocrite in this situation because I had a best friend there.
Yeah, why didn't your best friend come and help and support you in this? There's no. Where's your proof that you don't? It seems like you don't have. They're at the party. Didn't you like take photos or? And when's your friend coming back, backing you up? This ghosty friend of yours named Ghosty.
Obviously, my best friend was there. So it's these three guys who were friends, and then me and my best friend. But I would also like to point out the two girls that were there, the one from the screenshot that
Two girls went missing, no?
said, mentioned the age difference and like was mentioning how weird it was. And then the other girl that mentioned that, the other girl that was there during the assault that texted me the day after and said, "Are you okay? I was really uncomfortable with how touchy George was being." Those two girls
went missing. George ate them. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what happened to those two girls. He seems like almost there's going to be a big revelation about those two girls, but it didn't go anywhere.
I met 2 days prior. Those two girls weren't my friends. They were lovely, lovely girls, yes. But I met them 2 days prior.
And
after VidCon, I never spoke to them again. My most recent texts from them are after I came out about my story. These aren't people,
she's trying to make the point that her friends couldn't help her. But then Ghosty didn't help you that much either. You could have got more support from Ghosty, no?
You know, these are people that I had just met. And both of these girls were uncomfortable with the situation. And it's okay if you don't believe me, or if you don't believe him, or you don't believe either of us, because our...
Maybe they were uncomfortable, but what does that mean they were uncomfortable? I mean, I don't know.
Point of views are biased. I mean, my point of view is probably really biased because I'm the one that got felt up. I mean, I'm not going to feel great about the situation. But if you're wondering, like, who you can trust on saying how these people are behind the scenes, really acknowledge and really pay attention to the people that are speaking out. Pay attention to the people that surround them to this day.
Surround them till this day. She's talking about Dream again. She really wants to go. It's like somehow she's going for George and Dream at the same time. What did Dream do?
Pay attention to the people that haven't spoken out but have distanced themselves. And pay attention to the people that are speaking.
Don't be vague. If you're going to say it, just say it. Don't be vague in this video, right? Now you're being vague again. Just say what you want to say.
Out. Because I can tell you, it's not just me. It really isn't. And there are other things that have happened, but that isn't my story to tell. I can only tell so much because those aren't my stories. You know, those aren't my stories to tell. But it is.
Is she saying there's been other allegations or something? She knows something? Let's just go back.
And pay attention to the people that are speaking out. Because I can tell you, it's not just me.
It's just not just me. So she knows some stories in the background. She's not saying it. Now she's being vague again. And she's saying she may know something about Dream. Right? Why is she trying to say she's been vague again? She's another jab at Dream. Alright? It's a whole nother thing again.
It really isn't. And there are other things that have happened.
What things? What things? Caitibugzz, why don't you just say it?
That isn't my story to tell. I can only tell.
Why is it not your story to tell? You just brought it up just now. People are going to look into it now.
So much because those aren't my stories. You know, those aren't my stories to tell. But it's the things that it's just don't worry, I'm trying to not prolong this. The 3 main things I said in my first stream, and the 3 important things in this story: age, power, and consent.
Power? You already knew you had power. That's why you went to the party to meet him up, right? If you didn't like the whole idea that you had power, then don't go to that party. Age, she knew her age. Well, I think she kept saying freshly 18 and a half. Well, don't go to drinking. Don't go to that party with him. Didn't you know? You must have known your own age.
2 things, again, he's conveniently not acknowledged.
Don't go party with a 26-year-old if it's a big thing in your head about being 18. Why did you even go to that party then?
Or conveniently didn't acknowledge at the time. The age,
The age, you kept banging on about the age, right? 18, he was 26 or something. Don't go to the party. If you didn't want to party with this guy, don't go to the party. It seems like there's a bigger thing in her mind. Don't go to the
age
party.
gap, obviously. Again, my story's about consent, but these are really important to. These will explain my thought process, just the way things played out. The age gap. Yes, it's important to know. Again, not freshly 18.
She knew. How about you know his age? Why did you go to the party if you're gonna keep saying that he was 26? You knew. If maybe he didn't know your age, but you definitely knew his age. Why did you go to that party?
Freshly out of high school, 18 and 5 months, and he was 26. It's also important to acknowledge this age.
I feel like she just keeps mentioning the her age is because she knows her George's fan base are they're very young, they're very naive. They're gonna hear some story like this, and these are words they're gonna think that George did something wrong when he didn't.
Age gap because of the experience gap. The way that he came out in his video and said what he did to me was tame for him. And how it's something that has affected me so much because it was the first time. And if I knew, I wouldn't have, if I had the choice of where my first time being sexual or whatever, I would have not picked there. I would have not picked it in front of multiple people. But again, it's important.
Okay, she said she wouldn't pick that as her first sexual experience, right? I don't want to spoil it for you. Later in this video, she talks about how she's asexual and she's never had any experience. Now she's talking about choosing an experience with another person.
How it was tame to him, but also the age gap of, if that was tame to him, or if he's done stuff like this before, you think he'd know better. The power imbalance. No, I didn't fucking bring up power and say how I was excited to be there because of his clout. I wasn't fucking using him for his clout. That's not why power.
Well, you were partying with a famous person. I know you didn't do it for clout, but you did it to go meet a famous person, no?
Where's important here? Him going and being like, I feel used. Fucking cry me a river. That's not why I brought up the power. Why power is important in this is because I looked up to them. I was an aspiring creator, and these were the biggest creators in the industry. Like, I before I started streaming, I watched these people. I watched the Dream SMP. Like, I did that shit. I looked up to them. I was excited being around them because I was excited to be around such successful people, not because I only see people for their followers, but because I've looked up to these people. And that's why it's so much more heartbreaking. Being violated is one thing, but who it comes from is also. And again, it's not, I wasn't gonna use this and use their clout. Also, I stayed silent for so long because I knew how much power they had. I mean, you've seen, there are people to this day that stay silent about their experiences because of what's happening to me right now. You saw what has happened to me since I came out, about how smart they are with these situations, and how there's people, there's creators that have messaged me about their stories but say they're still scared to do it. I mean, it's even the fact of the power in the situation of we have the same fucking Twitch manager. Like,
I feel like this is irrelevant. Remember, earlier on in the video, she said George is bringing up irrelevant things to confuse you from what really happened. And she's bringing up this Twitch manager thing, which sounds irrelevant to me, that she's trying to confuse me with extra details.
I had so much at cost.
This is what happens when you don't edit your videos. I feel like she should have planned everything she wanted to say and then make the video and edited it properly. Then it seems like it's more like a thought wave, just a flow of thoughts that are coming out of her head. She's not properly planned things out.
I put up with it all. After it happened, I didn't want it to happen, but I was just trying to forget about it because we have the same Twitch manager. The reason I was at VidCon in the first place, the reason I got a meet and greet back in TwitchCon and got to meet my viewers for the first time. Moments that mean so much to me was all thanks to my Twitch manager. Without that, I wouldn't be able to do content. I wouldn't be able to continue. And they told me, again, they didn't tell me in a malicious or threatening way, but I just learned that night, again, through questions and games we were playing. They have the same Twitch manager that would do anything for them. I mean, if I came out about anything, I'm not saying they would have used that, but I hope you guys would understand how I was in a place of, I was scared of their power, you know, and
She never mentioned this in her first video, by the way.
I acknowledged their power and their fame, not because I was acknowledging them for their numbers and not for who they were as a person, but because I acknowledged that my future could be over because of the connections that they had, even in my own life, like in my own success that I was having as a creator. My biggest, you know, contributor to that success was someone that they were also tied to and had way more, you know, say over. And also, the biggest thing about power in that situation, again, I had so much at risk. I had to suck up what happened to me. That's what I'm talking about. Putting up with it. I'm saying that because I didn't want my future at stake because I got assaulted. But also the power that he took by doing it in front of people. I'm a very shy person. It's hard for me to say, you know, to stand up for myself in regular situations, but I feel like if that...
She's saying she's shy because she didn't say anything in that situation. That's why she's saying she's shy. Like, if you... One of the reasons she didn't say she was petrified, she couldn't say no. That's why she's saying shy.
Sexual move or, you know, wanting to take it to the next level, if it was done in a private setting, maybe I could have mustered a shy person. It's hard for me to say, you know, to stand up for myself in regular situations, but I feel like if that sexual move or, you know, wanting to take it to the next level, if it was done in a private setting, maybe I could have mustered up enough courage to say, no, I'm not comfortable with this, or to rip his hands out of my fucking bra.
Wouldn't it be better in a situation where there's lots of people and not being alone with your potential assaulter? Because if there's lots of people around, then it's definitely going to, you know, not do anything. You just say no and just move away. But you'd rather be alone in a room with him, so I don't know.
But he did it on a couch with other people sitting next to us.
Any better? Be with more people around
with other people in the room. Any, you know, any expression I did, anything I did, it was on display for other people. He took the power away from me in that situation.
How did he take your power away? Could you just said no, moved, done anything? I don't know why you think is in your head. You're so thinking about what everybody else is thinking of you that you couldn't do anything. Maybe that was the reason you're saying.
And once again, the consent aspect. I understand if you think I'm full of shit. I understand if you don't believe me at all. I understand if those two things you think I'm full of shit about, you know, who cares about the age? Who cares about, you know, the power imbalance in the situation? The consent is always fucking there.
It could have been non-verbal consent, right? You're both drunk. George has gone through, he's mixed up these signals from you, and he's made a move, and you've not done anything to say, no, I don't want this.
He admitted, I never gave verbal consent. Again, the only question he asked is, are you ticklish? I said fucking no. Like, there was no consent given. It doesn't matter if you're laughing. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter where you are. That is not an invitation. And for everyone saying, well, you could have gave nonverbal consent.
Okay, let's end it here. I'll finish off another day. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. Am I a bad person? Does Caitibugzz have some problems with her story in how she approached that everything. Yeah, just like my channel, subscribe to the channel, use links in the description to support my channel. Thank you very much. Take care. Love you. Bye.